So this is our penetration testing rag. We've developed this rag to be able to give the LLM context about exploits so it has better responses and it doesn't face the issue many LLMs face when they don't know about a topic and they hallucinate and give back a response that's pretty much just a guess. So to start off, we're just going to start up our program and run the rag. So it's just going to be Python and then pen test rag. Now llama just needs to initialize and load. So here we see our menu. So we have three options: load data from CSV, prompt rag, and then quit program. So we're going to start with the first one, which is going to be load data from CSV. Our rag's already been loaded, but we're just going to show an example of how to do it. So this is what the normal data looks like. We have all this data is coming from exploit DB, and then we're just using their CSV to get some data about each exploit, and then it also comes with PDFs or code examples for the exploits. So this is just the small test data we're going to use. We're just using it like this so it's easy to remove. So we're going to do one. And then also if we did the big one, we'd have to wait a long time for everything to load again. So then we just have to do the file path, which the path to this one is just going to be exploitdb / small test sample.csv. So we'll do exploitdb / small test sample. And you can see here, so we load Postgres with the data, and we use batches, and then we also load Quadrant with the data. And then both we use batches for just to prevent overloading the resources in the databases. So we're going to go to option 2, which is prompt rag. So we'll do 2, and then we can enter a prompt for the rag. So we're going to do how do you escape a Docker container? And you can see, so it retrieved the relevant context for us. And then basically we'll see a response come back in JSON format. This is just because this rag's been used with our rag app where we built a UI for to interact with the LLMs in our rags. So basically just when there is a response coming back in JSON, we can easily format it for the UI. So you can see here, so we asked how do you escape a Docker container, and it gave us back our response in JSON, which is Docker container escape, and it gives us some information about the exploit, and then in the description it explains how you do it, and then there's the link here where you can actually go and see an example of the exploit. And then our last, we'll just do option 3 and quit the program here. So now we'll show an example of using our pen testing rag through the rag app UI. So first we can go here and select our model. We have the options between Llama 3, which is a local Llama 3 model running on our servers, or the Gemini API. We'll stick with Llama 3 for this first prompt. And then we'll choose our rag type, which is going to be pen testing rag. And then we'll leave the number of relevant context used at 5, but this is basically the amount of exploits it's going to retrieve to give relevant context to the LLM when it's making its response. So now we're going to go down here to enter a prompt. And for a prompt, we will ask, give me an example of a HTML injection. And then we'll just wait and we'll get a response back from Llama 3. So here's a response back. So it gave us some examples of an HTML injection. And then you can see here, so it gives the exploit, it gives the type of exploit, and then any information about it, and some codes related to it, and then also a description of what it's doing. And then we also have the GitLab links to the actual exploit.db files, which show how to do the exploit. So now we'll give another example. For this example, we'll go to our model, and we're going to select Gemini. And then for a rag type, we're going to go to pen testing again, and we'll again leave our number of relevant context the same. But this time we're going to add a file too. So I'm going to add an example exploit file. And then basically here I'm going to ask exploit do you think this is? And then basically it's going to use the code in the exploit file we gave it, and it's going to embed that and then compare it with other embeddings of other exploit files, and then it's going to give us back the most similar exploit. So here, yeah, it's giving us back an AIX calendar manager service daemon exploit, which is what the exploit file we passed in was. And then you can see, again, it gives us all the information about the exploit and a link to the GitLab page where we can see the actual exploit file.